Hello, today I'm going to be unboxing a Sinn 240 ST, which is a pilot's watch. So here's the box, it comes in. Inside you've got another box of sort of faux leather with the guarantee card and the instruction manual, don't really need them. Okay, here's the watch itself. It's a handsome boy, isn't it? The 240 was unveiled in 2015 and it takes its design from the Sinn chronographs, the 140 and the 142. Those had Lemania movements, but unfortunately, as this is an entry-level piece, it comes with the Celita SW220-1 movement, and it costs around about 1800 to 2000 USD new. If you look around for some deals, you might be able to get it slightly cheaper. Right, the case is very well proportioned in its barrel shape. The diameter across here is 42 millimeters, and on the diagonal it's 46.5 millimeters. So you'd think it would wear relatively large, but lug to lug it's only 40 millimeters, and it might actually be a bit less, because if you look, you can sort of see here that the lugs are actually cut a little bit into the case itself. Size-wise or thickness-wise, it's only about 10 millimeters by my measurements. So it's very thin and very nice. Okay, so the case is very well proportioned for the barrel shape that it has. Diameter across is about 42 millimeters, and I measured it about 46.5 millimeters from the diagonals, but it's only 40 mil lug to lug, or maybe even a little bit less, because as you can see, there's a bit of a cut into the case, so it might actually be 39 mil lug to lug, and that makes it very, very wearable, as I'll show you in a second. So here it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. It wears very well, it has to be said, and one of the reasons for that, as I've mentioned before, is the fact here it's a 40 mil lug to lug, which means that even though it is quite a big case, it does fit very well on a wide variety of wrist sizes. So there are two sign crowns here. Lower one is used to set the time and the date, and the upper one is there to control the bidirectional bezel. Now, it's very smooth, this movement here, and it's very simple to set the time that you want. However, because this isn't screw down, the potential problem is that it's very easy for the time to get slightly adjusted from where you've set it. So it would have been nice if this one had been screwed down. And one of the reasons why I really like the Sinn is because of the dial, and that's because it really reminds me of my first watch when I was a boy. Now, I haven't ever been able to find something exactly the same as that old watch that I had when I was about 6 or 7 or less years old, but the closest I could find is from the same company, the Timex Weekender, which is here, and you can see similarities in the sort of the dial face, as it were, and certainly the coloration of the seconds hand. And in addition, one of the things that really drew me to this watch as well was the shape, and that is probably inspired by the shape of my dad's old watch, which is a rotary from the 60s or the 70s, I guess. As you can see together, if you do watch math, you take the Timex and the rotary together, you get something that's very similar to the Sinn. Now, the dial itself is very classic Sinn, and it's got a very bright orange seconds hand. And another thing which I love, and one of the other things I really like, is the fact that the seconds or the minutes hand here is syringe shaped, which just makes it that little bit more distinctive overall. So here is a limb shot. As you can see, it is quite bright, and you can see that the bezel itself, the retaining bezel, the marker pip is very clear as well, so it is exceptionally legible at night, and the loom lasts quite long as well, so from that perspective it's very good. So overall, I think it's a really nice watch. There is, for me, quite an emotional connection to the fact that it goes back towards my first watch, and also to the shape of my dad's watch from back in the day as well. So from that perspective, it's a really emotionally moving watch for myself. And I think so that's it. Thanks very much for listening. If you enjoyed this, which I hope you did, please hit subscribe down below. If you have any comments for me, please provide them, because this is the first time I'm trying to do this. So any comments that you have will be very gratefully received. Thank you very much.